Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Infinity, and this is Magnetize Yourself, where we talk about life, love, spirituality, and of course, the law of attraction. In today's video, we are doing a divine feminine reading and a divine masculine reading. This may also connect as a twin flame reading for some of you who are listening, although if that label, that term doesn't connect for you, then that is completely okay. Of course, listen to your own intuition. I really feel that if you found this video, it's for a reason. So there is most likely some kind of message here for you today. And I am just going to be using the divine feminine and divine masculine as a way to sort of conceptualize the energy, because we all have a balance of both of these energies within each of us. We see them play out internally, externally in our relationships, systems, communities, and on a planetary collective level. So first, we are going to be beginning with the divine feminine, then we will move on to the divine masculine. And I'm going to start by shuffling the traditional tarot cards. This is a brand new tarot deck that I got recently and used for the first time in a divine feminine reading that I posted yesterday. And the name of this deck is Every Little Thing You Do Is Magic, which I wanted to share because right away, I feel like for someone listening, especially a divine feminine, because we're starting with the divine feminine energy here, I'm getting that this is a direct message for you, like your guides, your higher self, the divine, God, the universe, whatever you connect with, wants you to know that every little thing you do is magic. I'm hearing something about how everything you touch turns to gold. There is a sense of you being a master transmuter, a master manifester, and for some reason, I'm getting that is really coming to the forefront right now. So there's some kind of message coming through about how you are this visionary, and I'm hearing you are being given or have been given a greater vision than most people would ever dare to dream for themselves. And you're being guided to trust this, even if you don't know exactly what those steps or what that pathway is going to look like. I'm getting that you're being guided to trust in a bigger vision right now. Divine Feminine, I cannot believe the number of messages I already feel flooding through for you. It's like the moment we opened that valve, suddenly there is all of this information coming through for you. But another thing coming up here right away is you've been in this liminal space that my guides are calling a transitional space. So you've been, and I'm hearing the word uncomfortable. So something about this has most likely felt uncomfortable for you, but I'm hearing it's because you called in expansion. So you've called in a next level of your own expansion, and now you're seeing that play out in real time. But in the moment, it's most likely feeling uncomfortable because there is one reality that is sort of ejecting you out of it. And this next reality that you're entering into, and I see someone walking into this like huge room, this huge open space, and just being in awe, being like, whoa, where am I right now? And feeling this expansion, but almost like a little bit of overwhelm as well. Like, whoa, this is a huge space. I don't have a grasp on this yet. I don't even know quite where I am. And that's kind of the energy I'm getting from you, Divine Feminine. It's like you've stepped into this new space I'm hearing that's capable of holding all of you. There's something about this old space that you're being ejected from that seemed too restrictive for you. It's almost like I'm hearing it didn't really flow with you, or at least not anymore. Maybe it did at one point in the past. I'm hearing something about how this new space aligns more with your natural energy. It seems to allow you to expand at an unlimited rate and to an unlimited capacity. It seems to be able to hold not only the bigness of your vision, which I'm getting, again, you do have this very expansive vision, but it's also able to hold the bigness of you just like as a soul, because I'm getting something about how you've always had this desire to continuously expand and reach higher and higher levels. And in your old reality, you felt some sense of comfortability, but you also felt restriction at the same time, almost like you were being held back to some extent. You were being limited in some way. And I'm getting that timeline you were on actually served a purpose, because during that time, you were undergoing, I'm hearing, the necessary transformation in your internal world. I'm hearing inner mechanisms were changing within you that would then prepare you to step into the more expansive space and timeline that you're stepping into now. So it's almost like you've manifested this into place. You've been desiring this for a long time. You've been dreaming this for a long time. And on every level, but especially the subconscious levels, you've been preparing yourself. You've been preparing your own inner mechanisms to be able to handle whatever phase you're stepping into now. But there's still that moment of trepidation or uncertainty. There's that feeling of having just taken a leap and still processing how big this leap actually is. And so that's kind of the feeling I'm getting from you right now, Divine Feminine. And I've been sharing this before, but there have been a lot of messages coming up here on the channel about how you have been weaving every piece and part of yourself, almost like on these deeper subconscious levels, into this comprehensive vision of you or your life or your career or your business or your ideas. So there's been this necessary process of coming together, this necessary assembling that's been happening energetically and behind the scenes. And during that assembling process, you most likely felt very stagnant. I'm getting something specific about the last year, so maybe that is specific to someone. I'm also hearing something about the month of March. So maybe March is someone's birth month. There's something about Pisces energy coming up here. This also could be speaking to the fact that this upcoming March, which actually is just in a few days, because I always forget that February is such a short month. It seems to come and go so quickly. But I'm hearing February for you has most likely almost felt like a tunnel between these two worlds, right? We entered the year of the fire horse on February 17th. I'm getting that for the specific collective I'm speaking to here, and the number 711 might be significant to you, January and the first few weeks of February felt like you were being stalled out. It felt like a void. I'm hearing it felt like a winter for many of you in the Northern Hemisphere. Of course, this was literal winter as well. And in many parts of the globe, there was an extreme cold wave and a deep freeze. That won't be for everyone, but for many of you, there was a literal element to this where this winter felt cold and dark, but it was also a time of transformation for you that was the most powerful transformation you've ever undergone in your life to date. So it's strange because while this winter or this season that you're coming out of, this void, whether it's literal or metaphoric, it most likely felt very cold, very dark, very vacant. You also could sense that the void was alive, that it was charged with a kind of energy, and you could feel that it was transporting you to something, to someplace else. And so that was that final shedding of the year of the snake that we talked so much about. And during that time, you most likely felt very stalled out, very stagnant, almost as though whenever you would try to take action or formulate a plan, I'm seeing someone writing something down. Maybe this was you writing down your plan or something like that. I saw dolphin imagery for some reason. But what I'm getting is every time you would try to do this, you would feel sabotaged or stalled out or sent right back into the void space, almost like you weren't meant to be knowing something yet. You weren't meant to be formulating or taking a lot of action yet. And so because your system was assembling and weaving together all these pieces and parts of you and your vision behind the scenes, it's almost like you were being intentionally held in that void, kind of kept in that space where, yes, there was this inner transformation taking place. And I'm hearing it was purging false attachments. And I don't know exactly what that means for you, but for some of you, this could be purging attachments, literal connections with other people in your life that may have had some false element to it. When I say false, I mean maybe inauthentic or built from a place of obligation or feeling superficial. It's almost like your system had no tolerance for any of those elements anymore. It's I'm hearing, get me right to the truth. I feel like there's something within you, I'm ready to see the truth, to acknowledge it, to talk about it, to have and to build genuine, authentic connections, and anything less than that seems to have kind of been purged out of your life because, again, you just had lower tolerance. In general, I'm getting during this time, you may have had lower tolerance for negative energies, for, I'm hearing, repression. So people who may have been trying to repress you or repress or limit others, it feels like your system was very, very intolerant of that kind of energy. And I'm also hearing intolerant of projections. It's almost like you reached this point where you were bouncing back all of those projections right back to the other person. Whereas before you may have like absorbed them and transmuted them for the other person. And now I'm getting that so this is kind of catching us up, right? January to the first few weeks of February, for some reason, my guides are saying that like, it's important in this specific reading for you to know where you've come from in order to understand where you're going. Because I'm getting that for some of you listening, there may be this feeling of, yeah, like I've been through that. Why are we revisiting the past? But there's something about how it's important for you to feel validated and to really understand the purpose of the void that you've come out of in order to understand this new reality that you've just stepped into. So what I'm getting is the past few weeks for you has felt like a tunnel between worlds. It's felt like a liminal space where you've kind of wobbled back and forth in a way, but it's all been part of a higher divine process. So even if you felt wobbly, so to speak, or you felt uncertain, or maybe at times you were pushing ahead and then other times pulling back very suddenly, there may have been a part of you thinking that this was a weakness, or that this was your fear talking, or that you were just holding yourself back in some way detrimentally. But in actuality, you were adhering to a higher process taking place. This was you following your intuition, even through those moments where you would kind of push into something and then maybe change your mind or go back into something else. This wasn't indecisiveness or weakness. This was you feeling out this new energy space and intuitively working with it while trying to keep yourself and your very sensitive, attuned system in balance at the same time. So I'm getting some kind of message about your guides wanting you to give yourself more credit for how you navigated this past month and a half, because it's been a very strange transition for you, but also, again, like the most powerful transition that you've gone through in your life to date. And you're meant to be understanding the power and the significance of this space that you've been going through, but now like this tunnel that you've walked through into this new, more expansive reality that you're beginning to feel in a different way. So I'm hearing you've crossed to the other side of some kind of threshold. And that threshold we've described as this sort of tunnel. It's almost like you've adjusted to it now and you're completely stepping into this new place emotionally, energetically, spiritually, but also literally as well. It feels like even in the physical, life is going to become new feeling to you. Things are going to look different. I'm hearing brighter and warmer and safer and more expansive and exhilarating in a way. You're going to really genuinely start feeling like you belong in this world, because this is the world that you created for yourself, the one that you've been preparing for, the one that you've been sensing for so long and thinking like, when is that going to happen for me? When am I going to step into that? I saw the number 333 for someone. Also something just about the number 33 in general. I'm seeing a golden key as well, and something about a boat, and also the word afternoon and situation came through in the love word scramble, which is just a tool that I use to channel specific words, names, details, etc. for these readings if you're new here. But I'm getting that, I'm hearing you've never been in this place before, and I'm seeing like gears turning, and it's almost like everything is starting to turn in the right direction for you. It's interesting because I meant this to be a very specific, like divine feminine reading, but I am getting that a lot of what we're channeling into is collective. The reason it's coming up for the divine feminine is because the divine feminine is the leader in the spiritual realm. So the divine feminine energy and polarity tends to experience and metabolize things first spiritually. And I'm hearing like one of the first ones out. It feels like you are a trailblazer here, which again is part of why this has been feeling so uncomfortable at times, because the energy you're working with and have been working with is brand new. The things that you've been shifting into, it's almost like you are moving into a place that is brand new, where things that you're doing have never really been done before, at least not in this way. And I'm hearing something about the word effortless. It's almost like you're doing very powerful things, but with such a beauty and grace and effortlessness about the way in which you are doing those things that makes it all brand new. It's like no one's ever done what you're doing and also made it look so easy or look so effortless, even though I know it hasn't been feeling easy for you internally, but there's some gracefulness and beauty and ease that you're emanating about your being. And yet at the same time, I see you experiencing these huge levels of like power and success and whatever else you are manifesting, abundance. It feels like you're going to experience a very powerful reality, but also make it look so effortless that, well, I guess we could get back to every little thing you do is magic. People are going to be seeing this as magic. They're going to be, and really already are, beginning to be in awe of you. They are astonished, not just by the things that you're accomplishing, but how easy you make it look because you're in flow, because these powerful things that you're doing and accomplishing are, I'm hearing, coming from the core of you. This is you being in flow with yourself and then seeing powerful results from that. But speaking of being in flow, before I forget, another message coming through about this new energy is that it allows you to stay in flow with your natural intuitive rhythm while also accomplishing something really powerful. So you're going to feel as though you're more in line with yourself than ever before, that you're able to really honor your energy flow. And I'm hearing your inner systems, whatever this is for you. It feels like inner work is very important to you, and you do that inner work in your own way. But often it's incomprehensible to others. Others may not understand why you do things the way that you do, why you need so much time to yourself, why you care for yourself in certain ways and care for your energy in certain ways. But what I'm getting is like something about specificity, like you may have specific routines or modalities or ways that you care for yourself or your energy or like your inner systems, your inner self. But it feels like these powerful things that you're doing and accomplishing, they somehow align with your intuitive rhythm and flow rather than contradicting it. This is going to be another major difference between this new reality you're stepping into and the one that you're exiting. Because again, you're really going to feel that like everything is in line, your energy and like your systems and your timing and your flow, the rhythm that feels natural to you, but also the powerful results that you've been desiring. They're all going to be lining up. I'm seeing stars literally like aligning for you here. So let's go ahead and finally pull some cards. I know we've just kind of been in flow here. Thank you for your beautiful, powerful energy that you've brought to this reading because the messages have really been flowing today. I got the name Jacob for someone, the word Mir, the name Bin, money. Maybe someone's specifically been focusing on growing their wealth, their abundance, their career. Hope, free, the name Thomas, lucky, vote, share, correct, 11, arrive, familiar, base, saddle, program, Russia, scientist, city, court, newspaper, possibility. Okay, so let's shuffle the cards here, and I'm going to move on to speaking about what's happening in the divine masculine energy. Although if you are a divine feminine listening, of course, you have been working a lot lately to heal and to integrate your internal masculine. And this has been supporting you in so many ways. It's also been reflecting in the kind of support that you're receiving externally from the masculine, not just through interpersonal relationships, but also through masculine charged energy systems. So systems and opportunities and things that may hold more of a masculine energy charge. It feels like you're being more supported by these things and just by the material world generally more than ever before. And if you're not yet experiencing that level of support, know that that is something that seems to be entering your life or that you're attracting at this time. And you've really been feeling that. I'm hearing that's part of what is allowing you to be so much more quote unquote effortless divine feminine, because the way you're able to be more easeful, more effortless is because you're feeling also more supported by the masculine energy structures in your life, or by maybe even literal masculine energies or people in your life. For some of you divine feminines, you may have recently attracted in, or you're currently attracting a masculine person romantically or otherwise in your life who is giving to you or supporting you in the material realm in such a way that is allowing you to go deeper into your purpose, to be more effortless in a sense, to embody more of that like beauty, ease, and grace, while also accomplishing your dreams powerfully because you're feeling more supported, maybe even within a specific container of a romantic relationship with a certain masculine in your life. So that won't be for everyone, but that feels like it's coming up for someone listening. I saw something about mushrooms for someone. The moon is coming out here. There's frog symbolism here. And for the masculine, we have the Six of Swords and also the Elder of Pentacles from this deck, which I believe is just the Ace of Pentacles from some of the more traditional decks. So I'm going to be reading from the guidebook. This is actually the first time I've read from this guidebook ever, but I'm really loving it already. I'm not affiliated with this deck or anything, but I do love it so far. And if you want to check it out for yourself, it's called Every Little Thing You Do is Magic Tarot. So here the guidebook says, change is the name of the game right now, and with change comes boundary work. The past may have been turbulent, but the road ahead looks clear. You're moving on. Some days may be confusing, and you might wonder if you've made the right decisions. Remind yourself that living shouldn't be so very hard when it doesn't have to be. Interesting, really beautiful. So then the Elder of Pentacles is the other card I'm going to read from here. And this is the last card in this guidebook. The Elder of Pentacles represents all the worldly success and material abundance we crave. To build an empire, you need self-discipline. You've got to believe you deserve it and put in the time and effort to make it happen. Be methodical in your plans. Look to leaders in your field for guidance. Building on the wisdom of others will increase the value of your own ventures. And it connects with hematite as well, which may be a stone that some of you are using, which is steady, grounded, and entrepreneurial, if I can say that word. So there could be an entrepreneur right now. Either this could be you or a masculine that you're connected to. But I do see that kind of spirit flowing from the masculine energy. There's a sense of them setting stronger boundaries than they have in the past with people, things, or energies that they may have been connecting with in a more wounded way. This even could be dynamics in their own life or habits that they participated in the past themselves that they are now setting stronger boundaries with. I saw something about the state of New York for someone. With the Elder of Pentacles, I see this representing that these stronger boundaries, either internally or externally, are creating this kind of surge of focus towards something that they want to be moving towards or accomplishing. And again, many of you divine feminines are feeling all of this play out internally. As you've been healing your inner masculine, you may have noticed that you've been setting stronger boundaries just naturally with yourself or in your life. And I'm hearing this is showing up again as a lack of tolerance. It's not even like you're consciously thinking, oh, I need to set a stronger boundary here. It's like your system is just suddenly becoming intolerant of certain dynamics that it may have tolerated in the past. And what I'm getting as well is you may be feeling, as a result of this inner self-support, more of a focused surge of energy in a certain direction. For some reason, that word methodical is coming out here very strongly. So even as a divine feminine, feeling this on your internal divine masculine, you may be noticing that you are wanting to apply more focused energy in a certain direction. I'm hearing that feels both methodical and sustainable, but also connected to your own intuitive rhythm. So I'm getting that as a divine feminine, you may find that in this new, more expansive energy space that we've talked about you now stepping into, you may start to feel inspired to some kind of process, plan, action that feels peaceful, that feels inspired, that feels methodical for you, but that also is connected to your intuitive rhythm. And I'm hearing it's very important for you to balance both sides of yourself because you've healed your inner masculine and feminine to this point for a reason, because that balance within you is meant to support your exponential growth and expansion moving forward. So if you lose that balance, it's almost like the whole system feels like it's buckling a bit. Not that you can't recover that, but it can feel like you're kind of falling off on the other side of this energy. Whereas when you honor both sides of yourself, like, yes, allow yourself to be inspired forward in a way that feels logical, that feels methodical, but it's coming from your third eye chakra. It's coming from your intuition. And whatever those methods, plans, action steps are, they must also honor your intuitive rhythm and those inner systems that you've been cultivating, that you've been working with, because you know how to, I'm hearing, work with the invisible realm. You know how to work with your own energy. That's your inner divine feminine. So again, it's about keeping both of these aspects of you in balance as you move forward in order to facilitate that rapid growth and expansion while staying connected to yourself in a harmonious way. And that seems to be the key, maybe even the golden key moving forward, because that golden key imagery was coming out earlier. So what else can I channel? The numbers 55 or 77 may be significant. Those are the card numbers here. Financial constraints reversed. Okay, so I heard something about like a sudden influx of abundance or opportunity or growth, and it felt like taking in a breath of fresh air. So I feel that for the divine masculine, I'm picking up on some kind of sudden breaking free or breaking loose from a holding pattern and receiving something like a sudden growth that they've been desiring for a long time. And again, divine feminine, this may happen to you as a result of you having healed your inner masculine, where as you move forward from this state of balance, you see sudden growth in something in your life, whether it's your abundance, a new opportunity, a new idea. It feels like something beginning to grow or to transform very quickly after a period of stagnancy. With the sacral chakra card as well, I'm seeing this surge of fresh creative inspiration. And again, I'm getting both the masculine and the feminine may be feeling this. For the masculine, I'm hearing it's coming as a feeling of aliveness after a time where they almost felt as though they were in a state of hibernation, or I'm hearing only like half alive. The masculine seems to be exiting this place where they seem to feel almost like they were only half living. The state of Florida is coming out here. Discovery, charge, disappear, British, product, strong, October. Yeah, the masculine seems to be coming out of this space where they felt almost like they were walking around a shell of themselves. And I'm getting even people around them noticed this. But I'm hearing something was being emptied out within them, like their old patterns, their old ways, in order to be filled with more of their own soul, their own spirit. And now that filling up of their own spirit is happening, and they're beginning to feel this healed sacral energy as, yes, both creative spark and inspiration that builds a kind of momentum, but also as this genuine aliveness within themselves that feels grounded, that feels sustainable. So again, divine feminine, you are most likely feeling this as well as you've healed your inner masculine, this sense of, I'm hearing grounded aliveness, this feeling of being more yourself, being more alive than you may have felt in a long time. For divine feminines, this may show up as wanting to engage more with your physical world or with the people around you, or to create at a greater rate of frequency than you have in the past. And I'm hearing the words organic inspiration. Yeah, so it's almost like that inspiration is welling up within you organically, that for so long you felt like you had to force. Again, like during that kind of year of the snake energy, and especially in the last few months, I'm getting that you wanted to be inspired to action, but it almost felt forced because you were being intentionally held in this void space to allow what was being assembled for you subconsciously, energetically behind the scenes. But now you're going to notice a difference, because you're going to feel genuine organic inspiration rising up within you. But again, with the root chakra, it's going to feel sustainable. It's going to feel like sustainable daily energy levels that start supporting that movement forward. And again, keep you connected at the same time with your inner intuition. I just see this beautiful picture of your life coming together, where it's like you are both organically inspired and like exhilarated by your life, but also grounded and feeling peaceful. And I'm hearing that's how you'll know you're moving in the right direction. I spoke previously in a reading I'm feeling all of this passion and energy just speaking about this for you. This is such a beautiful energy you're in. But anyway, in a recent reading, I spoke on how you're going to feel two different energies pulling on you. And it's almost like those two different worlds, the world you're stepping out of that you already walked through the tunnel to exit, almost like echoing back to you, but you're also going to feel this new world. And the way you can tell the difference, the way you're going to know where you're being inspired from is by paying attention to how that inspiration feels in your body and in your emotions. So when you are feeling pulled by the old world, which you've already exited, which you've already been ejected from, when you feel those echoes, they're going to come in like a sense of ungroundedness and urgency, and maybe even panic, like a rush, like I have to do XYZ, and it's going to feel overwhelming to your system, but also very urgent. Whereas when you are, and I'm hearing short-sighted as well, there's something short-sighted about it, like getting an immediate result, but not really feeling as though it plays into a bigger vision or even like it's sustainable for you. When you're inspired by the new world that you're stepping into and that new energy, it's going to feel very different because it's not going to have that same sense of urgency. It's going to feel organically inspired, something that wells up within you that comes from a state of emotional and energetic overflow. Like, whoa, I'm just feeling so wonderful and so good and inspired and grounded that I want to create this, or I want to move forward in this way, or I want to take action. The action steps are going to feel peaceful. They're going to feel grounded. It's going to feel like something you could keep up forever. Like there's this sustainability to it, but it's also going to weave into this greater picture where you can see how it could compound and grow exponentially in this unlimited fashion over time. So instead of being short-sighted, like those old world visions and ideas, it feels unlimited. It feels like it could grow in an unlimited way, but also a sustainable way. But it doesn't feel like something that has to happen all at once or has to happen overnight. It feels like something you are building gradually. And again, combining. Ooh, and another thing, you know it's being inspired by the new world when it connects with your own intuitive rhythm and flow. So it seems to kind of dovetail into the way that you naturally flow, the way you naturally operate, the natural timing that you experience when you're in tune with yourself, when you're tending to those inner systems, that feminine energy that we've been talking about here. So this has been such a beautiful, powerful reading. I'm so excited to carry it into the extended reading. So if this has been resonating and you're feeling nudged to join me in the extended version of the reading, you can follow me into that by clicking the link in the pinned comment or description box underneath this video. You can listen to the extended either on YouTube memberships or Patreon. And when you sign up for memberships, you get access to 3 additional exclusive readings channeled here on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays every single week. So I would love to see you there if you're feeling guided to it. If not, I'd like to leave you with a Rumi Oracle card. Let me know in the comments, by the way, if any of this has been connecting for you. I would love to hear from you. And of course, I would love for you to subscribe and join our beautiful community here on YouTube. So what is one final message for all of the beautiful, amazing souls who are tuned into this lovely Friday reading? Beyond death, life. Footprints lead to the shore of the sea. Beyond that point, no trace remains. You are urged beyond what has been. The time has come. Lay it to rest now. This ending comes as grace to free you from all you have known. What you have known is now too small for your soul. That seems like an amazing and also very connected message to leave this reading with. So thank you so much again for being here. I am sending you all so much love and light energy. Have a beautiful weekend, and I will connect with you here again in Monday's collective reading.